What's up, y'all? I'm Kyle Markwalter for FilmBite. I'm here today with a FilmBite review for Paweł Pawlikowski's 2018 film, Cold War. I was excited to see Cold War for a long time. I'd heard a lot of really good buzz about it, and I had heard about it earlier in 2018 and was looking forward to seeing it whenever I got a chance. But my reaction was very different than I expected. The film is set at the start in post-World War II Poland, and it begins with a state-sponsored folk music group that's being put together by a group of people, including a man named Victor. Victor falls in love with one of the performers, Zula, and it traces their relationship across a couple decades, eventually spanning about a 15-year period of time, both in Poland and outside of Poland, as the two lovers move around across borders during the Cold War in Europe. And the cinematography is one of the things that stands out right away. It is absolutely beautifully shot. I can't commend the camera operators, the cinematographer, and Pawlikowski. I can't commend them more. It is an incredibly shot film, and it boggles my mind how they were able to achieve such beautiful black and white cinematography, especially in so many low light situations. The directing is also incredibly strong, and that is one of the things that the film actually got a lot of attention for. Pawlikowski directs his actors and his camera really, really well. He gets amazing performances out of some of his lead actors and actresses, and it achieves this really, really specific tone all the way through the film. It's got this sort of dreamy nature to it that balances both the intimate relationships of these two people against the sort of large-scale conflict around them. It's both small and has epic dreams at the same time, and it is really incredible for those reasons. The music is also really, really meticulously chosen, and I think that's really good, especially for a film that focuses on, from the beginning, music. It starts off with forefronting for the audience music, and folk music in particular, and the music of people. And the music that Pawlikowski has chosen throughout his film does a really, really good job of reflecting the changes that go on across the time frame, as well as the conflicts involved with the Cold War, the East versus West, the Russian-controlled Eastern Bloc versus the Western and American-influenced Western side of Europe. And the music is really well performed and highlights a lot of important themes along the way. The production design is also wonderfully crafted. They've recreated certain settings of post-World War II Europe really, really well, and really create this sense of place that is important to a film like this. But I gotta say that overall, outside of those things, I was incredibly underwhelmed. I have a deep love and respect for a lot of Polish filmmaking. They have an incredibly rich history of filmmaking, especially after World War II, in relation to issues around the Cold War, and I was looking forward to seeing something that really dug into a lot of the issues and interesting themes about relationships during the Cold War. But I felt like it really fell flat. Many people waxed really poetic about the love story, how incredible it is, how fiery and steamy the relationship is, and how passionate it is set against this historic backdrop. But for me, the relationship lacked a lot of depth. I know that Pawlikowski wanted to move it very, very quickly, and the runtime is less than an hour and a half, and it just cranks along. But I think given the sort of episodic nature of it, it makes it really, really hard to associate and empathize with these people, even if you know you're really supposed to, given the tumultuous setting that they are in. To me, the relationship had more of the depth of Romeo and Juliet, but without the ability to really look at this and realize that this is a deliberately undersketched film. I think you're supposed to get into Cold War and understand, or try to comprehend, that these two people have a really realistic, deep relationship, but it doesn't give you anything to latch on to really make you believe that. To me, actually, in a lot of ways, the characters and their dialogue and how they interact with each other feels annoying. It's almost illogical at times, and the attempts at poetry to try to explain certain aspects of the relationship and why it worked or didn't work seems almost just like lazy writing. Like we're supposed to just understand that these people are operating some sort of like poetic, artistic world of love, but balanced against the intense historic backdrop, I just have a hard time believing and balancing those two feelings together. The artistic poetry of a firecracker relationship that is loosely sketched against the deep drama of something like the Cold War. And maybe there's certain political overtones or undertones that are what's underplayed. And so being able to draw a parallel between the relationship and the political backdrop is difficult to make in a way that the director wants us to make them. But the fact that the relationship seems so undersketched while the political backdrop seems so real makes it difficult to get into both of those things. I would give it 2.5 out of 5 bites. It is clearly a film that's very accomplished in directing and very strong in acting, and Pawlikowski has an incredible amount of talent as a filmmaker. But the story itself was very unmoving, and the love story felt really frozen and frigid, I guess, for a film called Cold War. Maybe there's supposed to be something about Cold War and romance as well as Cold War in reality that we're supposed to get out of it, but it doesn't feel like that connection is bridged. And I was ultimately very underwhelmed. In fact, I feel a little hurt that this film was put against other much stronger films in the Oscars this year in terms of foreign language film. I am a little insulted that it was put up against some of the other ones in that category. Watch it. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and thank you for watching this Film Bite review. Once again, I'm Kyle Mark Walter for Film Bite. Remember, every movie I review is worth watching. Taste takes training, so train yours. Please subscribe to my channel and leave any comments below. Thank you for watching.